Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this lecture. This is lecture number 6, and we are dealing with projectile motion. In the last lecture, I think we had dealt with equation of trajectory, and I had given you a question based on equation of trajectory. Yes or no? That was a question that I had given you, and I had asked you to solve this question. Have you done this question? Anyone? Anyone could solve this question? Yes or no? Anyone with an
Sir,
answer?
we were last class.
Yes, beta?
We were not last class.
Okay, try it now. The equation of projectile is y is equal to 16x minus 5x square by 4. What is the horizontal range? How are you supposed to find this? Well, you must remember the various forms of equation of trajectory. I hope we have gone through these various forms. These are the 5 forms of equation of trajectory that we had discussed. See which form is applicable here and see if you can get the answer. I will wait for 5 minutes for all of you to try this. Try this. Let me know once you're done.
Sir,
I can't hear you, beta. What is happening? Please type if you want. Okay, you want to see the question? The question is here. I'd already given the question in the last class. Seems everyone has missed it. Okay, this is the question.
sir,
I can't hear you. I mean, I get some voice, then the voice disappears. Yes, beta. Still sorry, I can't hear you. I don't know. Your voice is echoing. I don't know what's happening. So how are we supposed to do this? I will do it. I'm not getting any responses, so I will do it. So which equation I must be comparing it with? I will compare it with the last equation that we had seen. Y is equal to x tan theta into 1 minus x by r. Option D is correct. Well done. It's very difficult for me to see you what is happening there. Sorry, but option D is the correct option for this one. How are we supposed to do this? We are discussing the question that we had in the last class. Y is x tan theta into 1 minus x by r. This is the equation that we would be using. I'll give you a minute for all of you to settle down. I hope all of you have settled down. Yes or no? Okay. So this was the question from the last class. In the last class, we had seen this equation of trajectory, my dear friends, and we are supposed to find out the horizontal range for this. So how are we supposed to do this? We will do one more question on this type, don't worry. So we write the equation of trajectory in the form of y is equal to x tan theta into 1 minus x by r. You must remember that this r is the horizontal range of the projectile, yes or no? So we just write this equation in the same form. So what do? This 16x, I take this 16x outside common, and then I have 1 minus 5x square by 4. Since I have taken 16x outside, this is simple maths. I will divide it by 16x. Do we understand this, everyone? It is very simple. 1x and 1x will cancel. Now I can take this 5 in the denominator, so it will come here. Now if you compare the two equations, here on the first equation we have r, in the second equation what we have is 64 by 5 equates R. Everyone understood this? 64 by 5. How did I get 64 by 5? So straight away, the answer is 64 by 5 is the range, and the correct option is option number 4. 12.8 meters. That is the correct answer. If you got it, well done. I will give you one more. Don't worry, I'll give you 2 more questions on this. Because I hope that, and I'm expecting that this type of question may appear in your JEE. So this is the question for you to practice. The equation of a projectile is given by y is equal to 8x square. Oh, sorry, 8x minus 3x square by 5. This is the equation that I have given, and I am asking you, number 1, what is the angle of projection theta? Number 2, what is the initial velocity? And number 3, what is the range of this projectile? So I've asked you all the questions here. When I say all the questions, that means all the questions that are possible: initial velocity, angle, and the range. These are the 3 questions that can be asked. And I've asked you all the 3 questions. Best of luck. I'll give you 2 minutes to solve this. Once you are done, please let me know. I hope the mic is working. Take your time. Don't panic. Don't worry. You know it. I'm just doing this question so that it gives you enough confidence. This is a confidence building question so that you remember and understand all the equations that we have done.
R is 13.3.
Okay, so I am starting to get answers. I'm not able to understand it fully, but I'll give you 1 more minute to everyone so that everyone gets an answer, everyone gets a fair chance. Remember the 5 equations we had seen. We have to use judiciously one of those equations, maybe more than one of those equations.
R is equals to 32 by 3.
32 by 3 is R. Well done. Okay, I've got the answer for 1. R is 32 by 3, but that is not the only question. I have more questions lined up. What is the angle of projection theta? And what is the value of U?
R is equals to 13.3.
It's better to say it in fractions. I've got an answer, 32 by 3. Is it correct or not? 32 by 3, as someone has said, if I heard it correctly. I don't know whether if I heard it correctly.
Sir, R is equal to 13.3.
13.3. Don't say decimals. I don't understand decimals. Fractions are better. Okay, let me solve it for you since there is a lot of problem with the mic and issues. The first thing is, let us try to find out the horizontal range. So what will I do? I will write it in the form of y is equal to 8x taken common, 1 minus 3x square upon 5 into 8x. As soon as I get this, I can understand that my range is definitely not 32 by 3. It is 8 into 5, that is 40. 40 by 3 is the answer. We got this, 40 by 3, 13.3, I think. Okay, that is the first thing that we have seen. The second thing is to find the value of theta. Whatever comes with this x is the value of tan theta. So I can write here the value of tan theta is 8. So your theta becomes tan inverse of 8. That is the second question. Now I am left with this u. So now I look at this part of the equation. 3 by 5 I have 3 by 5. Now this 3 by 5 should be equal to half g divided by u square cos square theta. Yes or no? Comparing it with the equation that we have already done. Which equation am I talking about? Well. Which equation I am talking about? Here I am talking about this equation. Yes or no? This part I am comparing. I hope everyone understands this. The first part, the first question. So I compare it and I think you can get the answer from here. Yes or no? You know the value of everything. G can be taken as a 10. So I will write it as 10. 10 by 2 is 5 here. You can cross multiply. You know the value of cos square theta because you know the value of tan theta. Yes or no? So this is how you can get your answers quickly. If you don't want to compare it with this equation, what you can do is you can take out cos square theta from here and you can write in the numerator 1 plus tan square theta. That would be quicker. Do you understand this? So instead of comparing it with equation number 1, now I'm comparing it with equation number 4. Do you understand this? So you can compare it with any equation, put the values, and you will land up with the answer. I hope everyone has understood this. Everyone has got this. You can expect some questions based on this. Let me now get you other questions. And this is the next one. This is a very famous question. And this question can come in variety of ways. First, let me get the question for you. And then I will tell you the number of ways in which this question can be asked. This is the question. Find the value of theta in the diagram given below so that the projectile can hit the target. Projectile can hit the target. So as you can see, there is a target over here. Do you see this target? Yes or no? The projectile has to hit the target. Now this is the original question as it is given in your I think module. Let's first solve this, then I will tell you the different ways in which this same question can be asked. Or I can tell you, I've seen this question in a form where this over here, if I call this point A and I call this point as B, at point A there is a shooter and at point B there is a monkey. So what happens is shooter is aiming at the monkey. As soon as he shoots, the monkey falls down. The monkey falls under gravity. So the question is, will the bullet hit the monkey? They will give you some condition that initially the gun was targeted towards the monkey. Now, as soon as the shooter shoots, monkey starts to drop. Will the bullet hit the monkey? So that is one way of asking the question. The second way of asking this question is, if I need to hit that target, what should be the value of angle theta? So, in any case, the question is there for you. Let's see if you can solve this. Remember, everything is given, u is given, and this x and this h is given. You have to find the value of theta, which is the unknown quantity here. I'll give you 2 minutes to do this. Tell me if you get the value. Anyone knows how this question is supposed to be done? How are you going to solve this question? Do you want a hint? Yes or no? Now remember, anyone got an answer? Remember, whenever you are given the value of x and you are given the value of y, apart from x and y, something else would be also given to you. Whenever you are given the value of x and y, 99.9%, 99.9%, this question has to be done with what? 99.9%, take it as a note. If value of x and y are given to you, 99% of cases that question has to be done with what? With this that is on your screens. Look at the equations and see what are the unknowns in the equation. First of all, see which equation you should use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which one? All are the same equations. There is not a problem with the equation. All equations are same, written in different forms. But if you choose the right one straight away, the answer would come quicker than the others. Which equation you should choose? And the correct option is you should choose equation number 4. If you look at this equation number 4, y is given, x is given, and the value of u is also given. G is known to you. The only thing that is unknown in the entire equation, the only thing that is unknown is the value of tan theta. From there, you can get the value of tan theta. As soon as you get the value of tan theta, you will get the value of theta. And that is the hint, because after this, it is purely a question of maths and not at all a question of physics. Remember, physics only gives us the equations. They have to be solved using simple maths. So now, since I have told you how it is to be done, and I've given you a hint, I'll give you 2 more minutes to solve it and get the confidence. Your 2 minutes starts now. Shall I do it? So how will I do it? I will write the equation of trajectory. Y is equal to x tan theta minus g x square by 2u square into 1 plus tan square theta. I don't want to write tan square theta, tan theta every time. So instead of writing this as tan theta, let me write it as t. So I will get the value of t. I just want to get the value of t. T or x or y. X or y are already used, so I've used t. So now I put the value of y. What is the value of y? What is the value of y?
10 meters, sir.
So plus 10, remember it has to be used with proper sign convention. Plus 10 will be equal to what is the value of x? 20. So 20t minus the value of g is taken as 10 x square by 2 times. What is the value of u? 40? 20?
20.
So 20 square is 400. Yes or no? And why I've written x square? The value of x is given as 20 again. So it is 20 square, 20 square. Both of these are going to cancel each other. Yes or no? Into 1 plus t square. If I just write it, 10 will be equal to 20t minus 5 minus 5t square. So I can write it as 2 will be equal to 4t minus 1 minus t square. This becomes a very simple equation. T square minus 4t plus 3 is equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation that should give you two values of t. And this t is nothing but your tan theta. What values of tan theta are you getting? T, which is equal to tan theta, is how much?
3 and 1, sir.
3 and 1. That means there are two angles possible. Theta will be tan inverse of 1, which is 45 degrees, or theta will be tan inverse of 3. So these are the two angles. You don't get one, but you get two angles. Two angles for which this shot is possible. Do we understand this? Yes or no? No or yes? Everyone understands this? Okay. Okay. So remember, whenever x and y are given to you and something else is given to you and you want to find something else, always know that 99% of the cases that is a question of equation of trajectory. Are we ready for the next one? Okay, diagram is not given in this question. So let's see if you can get this. You have to understand the language of the question. A ball is thrown from ground level so as to just clear a 4-meter high wall at a distance of 4 meter, and it falls at a distance of 14 meter from the wall. So it clears a wall of 4 meter high, which is at a distance of 4 meter, and then it falls 14 meter behind the wall. Find the magnitude and direction of the initial velocity of the ball. Figure is given below, but I'm not going to give you the figure. The figure is given below, so I must tell you the figure also. But once the figure is done, it becomes very simple. I will give you figure as a hint if you are not able to solve it. So figure would be given to you as a hint. So I'm not going to give you the figure now. Figure would be given as a hint if you could not solve it. I think it is fair. I want you to understand the language of the problem because the figure might not be given. You might not get to see the figure first. Okay. So figure is not given. Let us see if you can get the answer without the figure or the diagram. Your time starts now. दीदी कहाँ है? Do you want the hint? Hint will be the diagram. Okay, I'll give you 1 more minute. Else I will give you the hint. Okay, so the hint is coming up and the hint is now on your screens. So this is the hint. This is how it clears the wall. Now can you get me the answer? So how do we get this? No one? No one knows it? Once you have the diagram, you know the value of x, you know the value of y, and you also know this. What is this? This is the horizontal range R. So now I can apply the equation y is equal to x tan theta into 1 minus x by R. And I put the values of thing. What is y? Y is 4. What is x? X is 4. What is tan theta? What is tan theta? I don't know the value of tan theta, so I write tan theta as tan theta. 1 minus the value of x is 4 and the range is 18. Did you get how to do this? Well done. If you could do this, great. If you can't, just have a look. If a question comes like this, you can do this. From here, you can now find out the value of tan theta. What is the value of tan theta you are getting? What is the value of tan theta you are getting? Tan theta, I think you will get 9 by 7. Are you getting tan theta as 9 by 7? Yes or no? Are you getting tan theta as 9 by 7? Yes or no? Once you get the value of tan theta, you can find the value of sin theta and cos theta. You know the range. You can find out the value of u. You can write range as 2 times u square sin theta cos theta by g. You know the value of tan theta. You can find out the value of sin theta. You can find out the value of cos theta and get the value of u. You can either do it this way or you can compare it with the equation of trajectory and get your answer. I will leave this task to you. I'll give you 2 minutes for you to tell me the value of u calculating sin theta and cos theta from the value of tan theta. Remember how to get the value of sin theta and cos theta from tan theta. Remember, tan theta is 9 by 7. That is perpendicular divided by base. So you know perpendicular is 9 and base is 7. You can calculate the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse will be perpendicular square plus base square ka root. So hypotenuse will be 1 root over 130. Yes or no? From there you can get the value of sin theta. From there you can get the value of cos theta and you have your answer for u. The value of u that I have got here is root over 182. So I hope you can get this, do this, yes or no? The only thing that you have to understand here was the diagram. Once you get the diagram correct, you have to compare it with the standard equation. Once you compare it with the standard equation, you get the value of tan theta. Once you get the value of tan theta, you get the value of sin theta and cos theta. Sin theta is 9 by root over 130. Cos theta is 7 by root over 130. Once you get sin and cos, you can get the range. From the range, because range is already given as 18. It is not given directly, but it is given indirectly. I'll give you 2 minutes to calculate it on your own and get the answer. You have to calculate it on your own. That will give you more confidence. I'll wait for 2 minutes. Once you get the answer on your own, please let me know so that I can move ahead. Any problems, any doubt, please ask. Everyone got the answer? Shall we move ahead?
Yes.
Okay. So the next heading that we are going to do, the first type of projectile that we did was, as I said, vertical projectile. Particle are moving up and down only. The second type of projectile that we did was we fired it at an angle, that is known as oblique projectile. The third type of projectile that we are going to see is known as a horizontal projectile. Now, what will you mean by a horizontal projectile? How can I make a projectile horizontal? So, to have a horizontal projectile, what I need to do is I need to go to the top of a tower or a building or a hill. As you can see, this is ground. We go to the top of a tower or a building. Let us say the height is h. You get on the top of that and then you throw something horizontally. This u is now simply the horizontal velocity, does not have any vertical component. Do we understand this? So this type of projectile is known as what? This type of projectile is known as a horizontal projectile. This type of projectile is known as a horizontal projectile. It will fall here. This will be known as its range r, where it hits ground. Whatever time it takes will be known as the time of flight. Do we understand this? If I look at closely, I can see that this is just like what? If I go back, if I go back if I go back to the previous question only, this is just like half of the projectile. Do you understand? When the normal oblique projectile is thrown at the highest point, it only has horizontal velocity. Yes or no? So if you look at this projectile, which is the horizontal projectile, it is basically one half of this oblique projectile. Do we understand this? That's it. If you understand this, then the thing becomes very simple. Now we can write the facts about this horizontal projectile. Again, we will have to make two equations. One equation along x-axis and the other equation along y-axis. I hope you understand this, yes or no? Now along x-axis, acceleration along x is 0. Initial velocity along x is u. Yes or no? So to find out any distance x, you can simply multiply u by t. Yes or no? Similarly, this range will be equal to u multiplied by capital T. Everyone understands this? Yes or no? Let us talk about the y-axis. Acceleration along y-axis is minus g. Why minus g? Because it is downwards. Yes or no? Initial velocity along y is 0 because it is shown horizontally. Now, if I want to find out the component of velocity at any time, what will I do? I will take u plus at. U is 0, a is minus t, a is minus g. So my answer would be minus gt. So at any other point, the velocity, the vertical velocity will be going downward. But if I look here, the horizontal velocity will always remain same. That is the case always in this case. Yes or no? Now, if I have to find out the y component, let us say that the particle is here. Oh, let me not say take the particle here. Let us say the particle is here. He has the velocity v. This is the horizontal component of velocity which remains same. Do we understand this? This is, let me name it vy. This is the vertical component of the velocity, and you can see the vertical component of the velocity changes like this. Do we understand this? Same diagram. Okay. From here to here, this distance is x. Do we understand this? Distance traveled along x-axis. This is your r into ut. This is your range r, which is u into capital T, where capital T is the time. Yes or no? Then he is at this point y. What will be the value of y? We can apply the second equation, y is equal to ut plus half at square. So I get the value of y. Y will be equal to minus half gt square. Do we understand this? This will be the value of y, half gt square. Similarly, I can write
Sir, minus half gt square.
minus half. Right. I forgot to write the value of g. Okay, correct. Similarly, if I make the equation from O to this point A, the displacement is minus h. Minus h will be equal to minus half g into capital T square. Minus minus will go away. From there, you can get the time of flight. Time of flight is 2h by g ka under root. Do we understand this? Once you get the time of flight, you can put the value here. You can get range as u multiplied by 2h by g. These are the two formulas that you have remembered. I'll give you 2 minutes to note this down. Note everything down, then we will write all the formulae together. Okay. Shall we move ahead and write all the formulas together? Yes or no? All these formulas we have derived from the equation that we have made. The first formula is time of flight. The first time of flight is 2h by g. Everyone understand this? Yes or no? Second formula is range. Range is u multiplied by t. You can write it as u under root of 2h by g. These are the only two formulas that are there. Apart from these two formulas, what you might need is the value of ux. Ux at any point is u. Vx at any point is minus gt. The velocity at any point can be written as magnitude of velocity can be written as u square plus g square t square. Do we understand this? Vx square plus vy square. Do we understand this? At any point, if you want to find the value of x will be u into t. At any point you want to find the value of y, it will be minus half g t squared. The last thing that you must understand, velocity with which it hits ground. Sometimes they ask you the speed with which it hits ground. That will be equal to final velocity ka x square plus final velocity ka y square. And when you see it comes equal to u square plus 2gh. So these are the formulas that you have to remember. Apart from this, you have to remember the equation of trajectory. Equation of trajectory for this horizontal projectile. Now, how do we get this equation of trajectory? Remember, the original equation was x is equal to y is equal to x tan theta minus g x square by 2 u square cos square theta. Remember here, beta, in this horizontal projectile, the value of this theta, the angle of projection is 0. Yes or no? This theta or this theta, the value of this theta is 0. If you just put the value of this theta is 0, you will get the equation of trajectory as minus half gx square by u square. That becomes the equation of trajectory for this horizontal projectile. These are all the formulae written together. I'll give you 2 minutes to note this down and we'll solve the question and we are done.
Done, sir.
Done, sir, everyone, sir?
Yes, sir.
Then comes this question. A projectile is fired horizontally with a speed of 98 meters per second from the top of a hill, 490 meters high. Find the number 1, time taken to strike ground. Number 2, distance of the target from the hill. That means where it falls. You have to find the horizontal range. Number 3, the velocity with which the particle hits the ground. G has to be taken as 9.8 meter per second square. I'll give you 2 minutes to solve this. Have we done this, everyone? Okay, I'll give you time, more time. Yes, beta, did you get this? Anyone? The first thing you have to find out is time taken to hit ground. What is the formula for time taken to hit ground?
Root 2h by j.
Root 2h by g. Just put the values. What is the answer you are getting?
Answer 10, sir.
2 times h is 490 divided by 9.8. I think you can calculate it. You will get it as root over 100, which is 10 seconds. The second thing you have to find out is where is going to hit the ground. So basically they're asking you the range. How do you get the range? You multiply u by the time of flight t. That is the easiest way to get this. So range becomes u is 98 multiplied by time is 10. So your range becomes 80 meters. Everyone got this? Yes or no? Confident? Okay. The third thing they are asking you is the velocity with which it hits ground. The velocity with which it hits ground is under root of u square plus 2g h. You can just put the formula and get the answer. What is the answer you are getting? U square is 98 square plus 2 into g. G is 9.8 into h is 490. Oh, I'm doing it correctly, no? U square plus 2gh. So what is the answer you are getting? What is the answer? It looks like a complicated solution, but it is not so complicated if you see it. 2 into 490 is 980. 980 is 980 can be written as 98 multiplied by 10. 9.8 into 10 becomes 98. So it basically becomes 98 square plus 98 square ka root. It is 98 root 2. Do we understand this? Or you could have found out, see, this is your, this point is your velocity ka x component ka square. This point is your velocity ka y component ka square. You can find the velocity ka y component g into t. That is easy. G is 9.8, t is 10. So you can get the velocity ka y component as 98. G multiplied by t. Do you getting me point? Getting my point? So you can do it this way or you can do it that way. Any way that you do, you will get your answer as 98 root 2. Do we understand this? Yes or no? Okay. Then that finishes your this part. That finishes your this part. We are done with oblique projectile. We are done with horizontal projectile. In the next class, we'll begin with the next topic, which is your relative motion. So see you in the next class. If you have any doubts, please come up. Take care. Have a nice day. God bless all of you.